Hey guys, KW here. This week, Shilo's back, but Holly's gone missing due to some technical difficulties with her computer. I swear someday we'll all reunite, seeing as though we're all the hosts of this podcast and we're all supposed to be doing this together, but hey, a lot of this is out of our hands and we're doing the best we can here. It's all a work in progress. This episode contains a bunch of nasty stuff, so I do mean everything that I'm saying this time. You Don't Look Like Your Picture is not intended for minor audiences, or for audiences at all. Listen to this show alone, in the dark. I mean, that's how I do it. This podcast is not safe for work, so don't blame us if people look at you weird because the funny podcasts you keep blasting at work suddenly got really dirty. Use headphones, preferably at a low volume. Shilo likes to scream. None of the hosts on this podcast are licensed or trained professionals, i.e. therapists, sexologists, or the like, so please take our advice as serious as much as you would take a WebMD self-diagnosis. Wait, maybe that wasn't the best way to say that. Who cares? Let's get nasty. And welcome to the dark world of online dating. This is You Don't Look Like Your Picture, and I'll be your spelunking guide here on this nasty expedition into our cave. I'm...
The fuck?
Nasty Expedition sounds like a band name.
Yeah.
Like a British band name. Let me tell you, my one regret in life is giving you all of that cheese because I know later on down the road, things are about to get really, really bad across the hallway in the bathroom. I'm KW Simpson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's my introduction.
That's it? So you sure?
I gave Shilo a lot of cheese. I'm KW Simpson.
That's it?
Oh my god! Fuck me. What is your name?
What? Oh, Shilo.
Do you have oh my god, you are ruining the entire fabric of this universe.
All right, so my name is Shilo Rain, and my favorite housewife is Bethany Frankel.
Welcome to You Don't Look Like Your Picture. It's a guide for the nasty, dark horror world of online dating. And I'm in this episode, I promise not to be saying as much as I usually do. Because I do that whenever I don't know what to think about saying, and I'm about to say it, and your crinkling of your cheese is
I just want to open it. I just want to open the container real quick.
Go ahead and open it. We're going to open up this container.
All right.
Stereotypes in dating. And stereotypes in the dating world. Online apps have kind of produced this little demon, as it were, of
Were you adding something to that? Are you waiting? When are you waiting for me to respond? That's what I'm getting.
I'm not waiting for you to
Okay.
respond. I've been stuck in my room for all weekend playing Dragon Age Inquisition because I'm trying to romance this really big buff guy in it because I can't do that in real life, and I'm kind of washed out at the moment. Holly isn't here because once again she's having technical difficulties. I'm saying that as if I'm annoyed, but I'm not annoyed. But I'm not annoyed because this is something way out of her control. Her laptop broke down, and for some people, a laptop is the only means of having a computer in this digital world, and that was her only means, and so she's not able to talk with us today. So it's just going to be me and Shilo. Last time it was just me and Holly. So welcome. I guess we're starting a pattern here.
We'll never get anything right.
We'll never get all together. Shilo's actually Holly, but she's like fucking master of disguise here.
Shilo's dead.
She changes her demeanor. Shilo's dead. Holly's the one who's actually taking Shiloh's form.
Exactly.
This
isn't even her final form.
This isn't even her final form. What's her final form then?
Just you wait.
It's like some weird combination, like
I know,
you
right?
and Holly sewn together in this aberration form, or like you like Goku or
gym
Tanks or whatever.
It's our gym sona.
What would your gem sona be? What is your gem? Let's take an online quiz here, but without the online.
My actual gym? I think it's
podcast quiz.
Oh, my actual gym or like my Steve... Hold on, let me get closer. Or my Steven Universe gym.
Well, let's talk about this. Welcome to What is Your Gemstone?
Let's talk about Steven Universe and how I haven't seen the last 2 seasons.
Man, I don't even think you haven't seen a bunch because you're still not on where I am, and I'm still behind. What would your gemstone be if you were to combine with Holly? Holly is let's see, she's tall. She's very talkative. I think Holly's like a pearl. Holly is like a pearl.
I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see
Holly
that.
as a pearl. And you,
I feel like I'm a mixture of peridot and amethyst.
Peridot. So maybe like a pearl and a peridot, which would make like, I want to say jade. Probably not. Anyways, welcome to our dating advice podcast. So this episode is about stereotypes. It can be many things. The expectations of what you're supposed to be, attributes you have to fit in order to be a normal pulp fiction. Pulp fiction. Attributes you have to fit in order to be a normal part of a culture, whether that be straight, gay, queer, or anything in between. They can also be a means to demean an entire group of people down to one single definition when they can be so much more. We've seen this happen in society for hundreds of years. Labels in which we want to categorize people and have those categories be something that we aspire to. In 2019 and in the modern age, that has kind of transformed since we have more of an advanced society. We're able to really think more about who we are as individual people, and we're able to really be more flexible about that. However, current culture doesn't really reflect that, because a lot of the times we still try to fit into those normal attributes of a single definition of what a culture should be. This problem is incredibly prevalent in the LGBT scene, especially in the male gay dating scene. Male homosexuality nowadays has been centered around fitting into a classification or doing your best to run away from one. It's almost like you're in the closet again in this case. How is it on your side of the spectrum?
As far as stereotypes go?
Yeah. Like, do you try to hide any part of yourself in order to sort of fit into a sort of niche in order to seem more attractive to people?
See,
and either side.
I think for me personally, I maybe hold back a little bit. Like, I don't talk about vagina juice and stuff like that on a first date unless I just feel that comfortable, which, has that happened yet? Probably, but that's besides the point. So, like, that side of me. That side. Why are you laughing?
The deep dark side of
the deep dark side of me that I try to suppress and I can't sometimes. I can't help it. Juice. I'm sorry.
I can't help but to talk about the Gina juice. The juice on the first day.
My salty surprise.
Oh, God, stop it.
That someone actually said to my brother when they were sexting. He is like, can't wait for you to taste my salty surprise.
Get ready for my salty surprise.
Salty Splatoon. Here's my salty surprise. I'm sorry, that was disgusting. It's disgusting.
Don't yell. Stop yelling into the microphone.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, you don't know how hard it is.
Am I close or am I not close enough? Make up your mind.
I hate you. You are spiking so much, I bet.
Good.
Okay, so from my own personal experience, I know that there's a huge dispute going on against masculinity and femininity. Femininity.
Synonymity.
Synonymity.
Synonyms. Yes. The synonym.
there's a huge dispute going on against masculinity and femininity in gay culture. You have one side of the spectrum that wants to stay the ideal male body, which is physically fit, always at the gym, having a healthy lifestyle, talking about talking about their healthy lifestyle, kind of showing off a little bit. You see, not everyone does this, of course, but you do see this a lot on Instagram, especially with a phenomenon called thirst traps, where in order to seek attention, people who have burp like that, people who have attractive bodies or attractive physiques usually take pictures to accentuate that in order to gain an audience. Now, that might not be the right type of audience, but it is an audience, and that kind of gets into their head a bit, and they kind of get a little bit egotistical.
It's true.
So I have a lot to say on this subject, but I'm going to try to keep I want to keep it open for both sides, because I really want to explore how different like these expectations are for you're bisexual. We're going to bring that up again. And on the first episode, we said that we would bring it up and we would talk about the differences. This is the episode where we're going to be talking about those differences here. So I really wanted to explore my experiences and what I see in my community that I'm trying to date, my dating pool that I'm trying to date, and then your dating pool that you're trying to date into.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know a little bit more about the straight side of dating, and
I've only talked to one girl though.
Right? Yeah.
Like I've actually only ever done stuff with one girl, and because for me, when it comes to women, I don't get attracted so much as to their physical appearance. Like I don't fixate on that as much as I do with men. I get attracted to their mind, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like getting to know them basically, and knowing that we have a connection there, and then feelings manifest from there.
Yeah, so dating is kind of more open in that field. So you're a little bit more focused on personality.
Right, exactly.
How a person actually is, which I don't really think exists in the gay world. Well, I don't have a lot of faith. Let me see. I wrote more stuff. Yeah.
I swear I did. I did my research, Mom.
I did my research. No, I made this stuff all on the spot because I'm very talented. Some people, okay, so on the gay side of the spectrum, or gay side, everyone, like fucking male and
we
female.
all have a gay side.
We all have a gay side. It is a spectrum. In the male, homosexual, bisexual dating scene, some people see femininity as unattractive and unwanted in the gay scene, and there are a lot of cases where many are ridiculed for it. Needless to say, it does come down to preference, but there are many times where interactions become nasty between men because they're hit on by someone they don't find appealing. Nasty is it's not like physical. I haven't heard of anything like too physical happening.
Wait, what
recently.
do you mean?
Nasty is in like a nasty fight, like a nasty back and forth on Instagram or Twitter or some shit like that.
Wait, with what?
Where, huh?
Wait, with what? Who's getting into a fight?
The different sides of the spectrum. So you'll have like feminine guys hit on masculine guys, and like masculine guys would be like, "Oh, dude, why don't you like be more manly? Da, 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 da. I only date men. I don't date girls." And then arguments happen because of that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's kind of a general summary of what I see is going on in my community. I'm just kind of here on the sidelines watching the world burn down
watching
around
it
me.
burn.
I really want to know, like, in the straight world, does anything like that really exist? Is there like I don't know, like a formula that you have to fit into in order to seem attractive to men?
Well, conforming to beauty standards is one of them.
Right.
And I play into that. I'm guilty of it. I'm comfortable with my body. I associate with the gender that I was assigned at birth that I like very feminine things, but I can also be a tomboy at the same time, if that makes sense. And I don't know. For me, it's a lot easier to be palatable towards a larger group of men than just like, I guess off first glance when they start talking to me. I think a lot of that changes and that shifts the the attraction to where they're not attracted to me anymore. But hey, you know, it's fine. Or sometimes they just put up with it just so they can sleep with me. I don't know. At least I think they're attracted to me. But yeah, so it's pretty easy because then it's easy for them to go into that masculine role and then me to be a little bit more submissive because I don't mind being submissive, but I also don't mind being dominant at the same time too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have that problem. At least I don't struggle as much. I struggle with more trying to find genuine people that are like douchebag guys that like are fucking gym rats that go to the gym all the time and brag about how they go to the gym all the time because it's really annoying. But no, I don't struggle so much into that and that like on the same spectrum that you do.
Yeah. On my spectrum, because I'm more lanky, and I don't fit into the beauty standards that's set, because there are beauty standards on both sides now, even with feminine guys. Like feminine guys are trying to look like Troye Sivan now. Whereas like masculine guys are trying to look like fucking hell. I don't even know. Like is there like a gay masculine idol? People try to like.
Everyone's probably trying to look like Brock O'Hearn still.
Like Brock O'Hearn or like some type of like Instagram model or like some type of like gay porn star. Gay porn really has, and this is interesting too. Gay porn has a lot to do with this whole situation because they want that fantasy. They'll do anything to have that body and to have that fantasy and to have those encounters. Like you grow up as a gay male and you're still in the closet and the only interactions you see between like gay people are like in gay porn, and you get out of it and then you actually come out, and then I imagine like these guys think that it's constant sex. Like that's all the gay world kind of is just constant sex or something like that. I mean, that's just kind of introspection. I came out like thinking more in terms of having a relationship, but more having an ideal relationship that I wanted, which has kind of hurt me. This is such a complicated topic for me to talk about because I'm a hypocrite about this, because aesthetically I like guys who are more masculine and who are more fit and who are more like who are bigger than me, who are like bigger as in like in their physique. I have dated men who don't necessarily fit into that stereotype. Like I have dated because of like somebody's personality, and I've figured out it didn't really work too well for me because like this dude was like really nice, but it ended up just being like I don't know, I'm not into it. Right. And then I had to cut it off, and so it's difficult for me to talk about that. I came out like wanting a relationship that was like I'd be the fucking feminine twink, and then I'd like have a relationship where I would meet like the super buff masculine guy who's like 7 feet tall and would like beat anybody up who would even look at me wrong or something like that.
Who dare betray his queen?
Oh my god, no! I've turned into that.
That's who you are. No. I hope you're happy.
I'm not happy. Because here I am 3 years later, getting that feeling of romance from video games. How about you?
How about you? Huh? How about me?
What is your ideal? Stereotypes kind of play into an ideal relationship. Like what's the perfect categories that these people fit in. Like if you were to mold your own sculpture of your ideal male, female, or in between, what they would look like, what they would act like, and what their emotions would be, etc., what would that be?
For starters, I think his persona would have to be a bear.
God damn it. Take this seriously.
You bitch.
Bitch. No. Well, I mean, if that's for real, okay.
Yeah. There it is. I said it. I got it out there. No more hiding.
Shilo Fairy confirmed.
This is me. Hughes Demi Lovato's Camp Rock. This is me.
Stop quoting Demi Lovato. Get those nuts away from this
whole
podcast.
Episode is dedicated to Demi Lovato. This is for you.
No,
bro.
it's not. I am not dedicating this to Demi Lovato. Also, Demi, I hope you're doing okay. Please, I hope you come out of rehab soon.
I love you.
I love you. We all love you, and we're all supportive of you.
But, like, I don't know. I can't think of one general group that they need to be in. I don't know. I can tell you characteristics that I'm looking for, but I don't know if that's not really a stereotype.
So you don't really think about like physical characteristics. You think more about like
I guess physically, they have to be bigger than me. I'm not that big. I'm like, they can't be fucking anything shorter than 5'7", because that's just weird.
Must be nice, huh?
Yeah, it is actually. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, must be really fucking nice. I'm 6'3" and I can't find anybody. Go ahead.
But so I guess moderately tall. I'm not asking for much, and then they can't be smaller than me as far as like weight and everything goes, because I'm also, again, not that big. So it's like, if they're scrawnier than me, how are they gonna pick me up and fuck me in the air? Unless they're really strong. Then okay,
That's something I think about.
Just something that I think about. I mean, it's like in the back of my mind, like, what if I want to get fucked in the air one day, and then they can't do it because they can't pick me up because their legs break from underneath them.
Oh, eating. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I like keep putting food in my mouth. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Why can't I stop?
So
where is my self-control?
No, where's mine? So these types of things are called preferences. Now,
So not stereotypes.
they're not stereotypes, they're preferences. Let's explore where this line gets crossed. And this line does get crossed very, very much into very dark places, including we're going to get into a little bit of racism in here. A little bit of racism.
Good old Christian racism.
Good old Christian racism and a little bit of body shaming, or what is that called? Body shaming? Just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, body shaming, racism. So one thing that's like really, one thing that's infamous, that a line that's infamous in the gay world, in the male dominant gay world, is no fats, femmes, or Asians. Also, they'll sometimes include blacks too.
They say why?
They just say that.
Oh, I see.
Like, that's just like, it's like a sign on their profile. Like, don't talk to me if you're this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So your preferences get... What do you think that is? Is it misinterpretation of...
Skewed?
Is it skewed interpretations of like preference, or is it... Because that's very forward.
I would say a skewed perception of your preferences.
Maybe. Like, not... Say... Okay, so let's get into race here in the most respectful way that we can. What is attractive to us? Us being white, cisgendered people. What do we normally date outside of our race?
I mean, I do, but I because I'm looking for like physical characteristics, not necessarily based off of skin. Like, I like people who have really high cheekbones. I don't know. It's just, I think it's physically attractive to me. Very strong jaw lines are really nice too. So I guess those are things that I'm looking for, not really, based off of race, if that makes sense. I mean, I think but if you look at most people, they typically, I don't know, I'm probably talking out of my ass right now. Maybe people tend to date within their race because I think whenever you're raised around a certain group of people, that's kind of what you see as what you should be with. Does that make sense?
No, that's what I was about to say. Like you're raised around.
You're almost like you're conditioned to be attracted to.
You're almost conditioned to like really be more attracted to like people of your own race.
Yeah.
Where people, I don't know. I wish I had more of an open perspective, and maybe I will in the future. I'll have more of an open, like, I'll be more open to dating people who aren't fucking white. I don't know. I feel kind of racist fucking like being like that.
I think
Do you ever get that way?
I get what you're saying, and I think it's only racist if like the first thing you say is "Ew, no, I'm not dating them because they're black," or "Ew, no, I'm not dating them because they're Asian." And if that's not your thought, that's like, if you're just like, they're just like, it's not my type for other reasons, not because of the color of their skin, but because of like, you know,
Right.
these other characteristics or, you know, physical appearances. You know what I mean? That is not racist.
Right. Maybe it's not unattractive. Maybe it's just foreign to me. And like things being foreign to like humans is just automatically like,
it's like you want to reject it naturally.
Yeah. Whereas like the more you like adapt to it, the more you're around it, the more you see like the actual like positives and negatives about it. And the more maybe that can be kind of transcribed to dating. Now so we're talking about this in a very polite way, trying not to be offensive at all. Where this goes wrong is when you post a sign on your profile saying no fats, femmes, or Asians or blacks, saying shit like that.
Right, exactly. Like that's when it's not okay. That's when you cross the line.
You're legitimately like blocking. You're saying like, I don't like these people. I don't want to talk to these people.
Right. These people make me uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, is that what it is? Okay.
These people make me uncomfortable. I'm not here to talk to these types of people. I only want to talk to whatever my type is. Yeah, so that's a big problem. So
there it is.
Yeah.
I said it. That's how I feel.
Okay, so not only did I explore gay stereotypes, I have like an entire list of like gay stereotypes. And that was just the introductory one. That's like the top one that I really wanted to discuss, and we'll discuss it more going down the line. But I have an entire list, and I want to try to debunk these stereotypes. These are taken from Reddit, from people that they see whenever they're dating, like kind of things that people say, or like things that people like feel. And I want to see what your opinion is, and I want to see if we can debunk these kind of stereotypes. So, are you ready?
Fucking ready.
All right. Okay, so this is coming from more of a male female dating scene. The first one is: women are crazy and need men to tell them what they want.
So that's farce, but
Of course, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Go figure. Like,
well, let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. Clear the air. No, it's like, why? What is it? Women are crazy and need men to tell them what they want. I mean, maybe if I need help deciding on what to eat, but that's like literally it. I don't know. I'm just indecisive. It's like, what they want in what aspect? Like, as far as what they want in life, like they do, but I feel like they don't listen, or they half listen, or they only listen enough to where they can just respond and not actually have a conversation about it.
There comes this argument where people bring up the whole fact that women think more with their feelings and more with their emotions, whereas men kind of detach themselves from emotions.
Dick.
And they think with their dicks. But they detach themselves from emotions, so they're...
I mean, I do too, but I can still have conversations with people.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it's fucking right. Because not all men are fucking like that. Not all women are fucking like that too. I know a lot of women who are just kind of like, fuck you, let's do this.
Hashtag not all men.
Yeah, I hate saying that too.
No, but I get what you're saying.
But it's like that whole like, well, scientifically proven
you
women just think more with emotions.
I just don't. Yeah, it's like, I just don't understand women. They're so complicated. I don't understand their minds, and I'm like, it's really not that hard, Daryl. Open your fucking ears!
Men are superior because they don't let emotions get in the way of their decision making, which is why we don't need a female president in the office. Number 2. Women are only interested in men who are jerks.
Okay, I thought that read, women are only interested in men who are Jesus. And I was like, well, actually, I think that's not wrong. They're not wrong.
It's not wrong.
That is truth right there.
That is what we're all looking for here. Where did he go?
Yeah, I want a partner that's gonna fucking beat the shit out of me every night. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Just so you guys know, it's on my Tinder profile. Hit me up, or just hit me.
Women are only interested in men who are jerks. That's like a bit. That's an insult saying.
Oh
too.
my god, you hear that all the time. Like, I'm a nice guy. Tips fedora, and they go, "Milady." Those are the ones who are like, I'm a nice guy, but I'm also gonna be a fucking dick if you reject me. I'm thinking, oh right, you're a nice guy until you don't get what you want. That's right.
But really, let's explore this a little bit. So I have dated a jerk before. I'm not a woman, but like I kind of.
Do you feel like that stereotype applies within the gay community too?
I think it could. I think it could apply to anything. I think like men see it too. Like the whole men being attracted to like bitchy women or like some shit like that, or like men being attracted to cold stared women or something like that. Cold detached women.
Well, like think about the gay community for a minute, and like so think about men are only interested in men who are jerks. Like, do you feel like that's applicable, or you've had to experience that stereotype at some point, or you've heard other people talk about it that way, or do you think it's different because of the community that it's in?
I can tell you without a doubt that I was not looking for I was not looking for someone who was an asshole to me, and then I was turning around and be like, oh, man, I fucking hate him. Wish he'd date me.
Oh god.
Like men who detach themselves easily. Like, is that how? It's not attractive. It isn't. And yet.
Well, yeah, it's like, why be in a relationship if you're just going to be emotionally detached the entire time? Like, what's the point? You might as well just have a fuck buddy or just stick to Pornhub and that's it. Right. Literally no effort. You save money. Like, what are you doing? You're just making it more complicated for yourself.
Maybe it could come down to, like, humans. It's like that red hair or that white stag. You like chase after it. And you want to change him. You want him to be nice to you, and you know you can see it in him, but he's just bad. And like he's just, because you can't have him, he's more interesting.
I see what you're saying, and I feel like that's the exception more than it is the rule. I mean, I don't know. I say that because I've never actually felt inclined to try and change someone. I guess I did, but it wasn't because they were a bad guy. They were just fucking ignorant. And so it's my wanting to change someone is coming from a different place rather than, oh, just like, I don't want to settle down. I just want to like be a bachelor. And they're like, oh, I can change him. I don't feel like... yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't feel like that happens a lot. But I think it's happened enough to the right people that they feel slighted by that, and so they've made that stereotype impressed upon women, and then that's all they really want is assholes.
I can say though, like in media, I'm gonna talk about media here for a minute.
Cause I'm like, let's go for it.
I'm gonna talk about anime here for a second. I do find like the whole trope of like guys who are big, buff, intimidating, and kind of jerky on the outside, but like behind closed doors, they're really sweet and like teddy bearish. I find that to be incredibly attractive and like something that I kind of seek in the characters that I look for in stories. I don't know what that says about me.
It shows that they can probably have an emotional connection with their partners and they have a soft side. They don't just have to like have this wall up the entire time. Like, what are you being guarded for?
But is that a bad boy? Is that a bad boy?
Is he a bad boy? Are you a bad boy?
Is he a bad boy? Is he a jerk?
Are you being naughty?
Is he being naughty? But for real though, is that like a jerk, or is that like something? Is that like a preference?
Wait, I don't know. You brought it up. You tell me. You tell me,
Just
Tony.
a question.
You tell me, Tony.
I can't. I don't have the answers. I just wanted to discuss about it, but I guess we can't since you're eating a bunch of cheese right now.
I ate almost all of it. Okay, there's nothing left.
Oh my god!
I hurt so bad right now. Oh, it hurts. I'm gonna be so constipated later. I'm gonna be so constipated later.
Okay, moving on. Women. Fuck me. Okay, number 3. Women are lying about what they want in a spouse.
I've never heard that one before. Is that really a thing?
Apparently, it says it on Reddit, so it's the truth.
Oh, okay, Reddit. There we go.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I forgot. I get a lot of my sources from Wikipedia, so I should know this by now.
Yeah, you stupid cold.
You stupid bitch.
What the fuck are you doing with your life?
Sorry. I don't know anymore. Nothing about Starbucks. Fucking kill me.
Hey, riddle me this, bitch. Are you lying about what you want in a spouse?
Yes. I am. I really want a bad boy. I want a guy who's a fucking jerk. No, I don't know. I've never lied about what I wanted in a spouse, but I can't speak for other people. Maybe I think they're just disillusioned about what they really want. I don't think they're inherently lying. I just think they don't know what they want. And so because a lot of people want this, they think that's what they want in a spouse.
I think everyone is disillusioned about what they want.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I guess you're right.
Because
until you get it, you don't really know what it is that you want.
And yeah,
Does that make
a lot
sense?
of people fail to understand that. And I fail to understand that too, which is why I'm in the place where I am.
I'm alone.
Fuck.
That's all I got.
You're going to enjoy this one. You're going to enjoy this one.
Oh no, I already see where this is going.
Oh boy, I hope you got some cheese to munch on.
Mm.
Okay, number 4. Women always like it when men are persistent.
Wrong! 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 For the love of God, if you are being rejected at any capacity, do not pursue it again. No means no. No response means no. An uncomfortable yes still means no. If you don't know what consent is, you should probably look it up. You have Google at your dispense, so fucking utilize it. I mean, someone constantly just like in your ear saying, hey Shilo, hey Shilo, hey, how's it going? Like I had this one guy who called me a fucking cunt on Facebook because of how I rejected men. And I was posting about my OkCupid stories and saying that I deserve to be alone because that's the kind of person that I am. And I was like, cool. And then he tries to talk to me whenever I come to LA. And I was like, no, I've got nothing left to say to you. But it's like, he was one of those people that was like, oh, hey, trying to be persistent, then acted like I wasn't there, and then wanted to be persistent again, then didn't like the fact that I was rejecting him. So he called me a cunt. And that's literally how it works almost all the time.
The 9-tailed seal. I sealed this relationship, and I'll never.
I see you've been watching Naruto this whole time, so you can utilize that reference. Is that what it was? You fucking bitch.
The 9-tailed seal is whatever you get rejected by a girl is calling her a cunt.
And that'll make her want you. Promise. Works every time.
Oh, it does.
You're gonna sit in bed and wonder why you're alone at night, and that's why. That's why, because you feel entitled to women's time.
Let's go more into something a little bit more fluid. Gender role stereotypes. Are they good or are they bad? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I guess it depends on the type of stereotype. You know what I mean? Like, there's good ones, there's bad ones. It's just like, what is it? I mean, for me, if someone is obsessed with going to the gym, I see that as a bad stereotype because I feel like that's all they know is the gym and eating healthy and drinking smoothies instead of an actual meal. And that's a turnoff for me. But for other people, it's like it could show that they have a healthy lifestyle and they take care of their body. So it's really different for every person.
I think it's about humility when it comes to that type of thing. Like having a healthy lifestyle is totally cool. You can have a healthy lifestyle, but why the fuck do you have to talk about it so much?
Yeah, like humility and
like we can obviously see it.
And sincerity too, you know?
Yeah. And people, oh geez, I see it on Instagram so much. People are like, these people are grasping at straws just so that they can post a picture of themselves without their shirt on, and then so that like they can get like 300 likes or like 1,000 likes.
Right? Oh my god! Or it's like, oh, I'm at the gym again. I was like, yeah, that's like the last 20 pictures you just fucking posted too. Nobody cares.
Right. Well, let's also talk about. Okay, well that's another discussion. And I'll bring that up here in a bit. But more back to general role stereotypes. So masculine versus feminine traits. So someone takes the role as a quote unquote male in a relationship, and someone takes the role as a quote unquote female in the relationship.
I mean, it's not bad if that's what you're looking for, because for me, it's pretty easy because I know I'm going to take a feminine role in some ways, but not really, because I kind of like to be perceived as the alpha in a relationship, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
No, because I'm submissive as fuck.
Yeah.
But no, so I mean that's kind of how I feel. Like I don't think it's bad if that's what you're looking for. I mean, yeah, you're gonna miss out on options of people who are not that type that you're looking for, but at the same time, it's that you're doing this for you and not really for anyone else.
I can say in the gay world that a lot of people see these types of people who are because gender role stereotypes, a lot of people see this as like something that doesn't make sense because like you're homosexual, like that's not you're you're having a relationship with you're having a relationship with a man. Like there can't be a man and a woman in a relationship. It's just two men, and that's fine if you just want to like look at it that way. Don't shit on other people because they're looking for something that's a little bit more like oh well, no, I kind of like being more in a passive role. I like having somebody else take charge. Maybe seeing it as like fucking 1960s stay-at-home mom, go to work dad type of thing can be kind of strange.
I just think of that.
Maybe that's like what they think of.
I just think of that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick and SpongeBob live in the rock together and like they're taking care of the little clam. That's what I imagine like a gay, feminine / dominant relationship is actually like.
Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's what's going on,
and I just don't know about it. It's what's happened on behind closed doors.
Well, I can say from my experience, yes. I was living under a rock.
You were SpongeBob taking care of a clam.
All right. Yep. Okay, let's go into something a little bit more general. So what are some regular stereotypes that you see in dating profiles? We already went on about having a healthy lifestyle and going to the gym all the time. What are some other stuff that you see?
I don't know if it's a stereotype, but stuff like I see on their profiles, like a picture of their ass. Or if they're just naked on there. And I'm like, did you just give up on this profile? Are you even trying right now? I don't know what people you think you're going to attract, but it's probably not the kind of people that you're wanting. I'm just going to let you know that right now. But then they go, then in the fucking caption says, I'm looking for a serious relationship. Like, what? What?
I want you to take my ass seriously.
I want you to take this ass seriously, okay?
It is a full-time job. Let's go. I want to bring this up. The whole wanderlust attitude.
I love to travel. I'm a seasoned traveler.
The kind of wanderlust attitude that you see on Instagram, the whole getting dressed up, being seen as somebody who is like adventurous, well-traveled. Having champagne on a rooftop in Las Vegas, living the best 20s of my life, where in reality they don't ever talk about like their real problems. In fact, it sometimes seems that they kind of suppress it. And that's something that I see kind of tied in with the whole healthy lifestyle. Those two are like interconnected. The whole wanderlust and like, what are your favorite things to do? Oh, I like traveling and I like going to the gym.
Like, wow, that's so riveting.
I also like getting drinks. Like, getting drinks isn't a hobby.
Yeah, I know, it's not a hobby. And if it is, you probably need to start going to AA meetings. I'm sorry.
That's alcohol.
That's called being an alcoholic, Sharon.
I like going to the gym.
Yeah, my dad said it was a hobby too. Now he's dead.
I like going to the gym, trespassing on a skyscraper rooftop,
doing
and
drugs
alcoholism.
and alcoholism.
Those are my hobbies.
What are yours? Fucking Tony
yours?
the Tiger. That's my hobby. Fuck him any day.
Yeah, or guys who are into sports, but that's a
no,
hobby.
never date a guy that is into football. I'm sorry. Why? Why would you do that to
Whoa.
yourself? Sorry, that's a bad stereotype for me.
Why?
I'm
Let's
I get
explore this.
triggered. I feel like I just get triggered when guys are like really into football, like wearing the jersey, screaming at a TV screen. Why? Why are you like, I understand football. I have had guys come up to me and say, oh, do you not like football because you don't get it or you don't understand it? It's like, oh no, I very much understand it. I just don't fucking care enough to watch it. That's the difference. Yeah, like, oh, women don't know anything about sports. They're too absorbed into their own lives, into their own looks. They're too vain. I am a little vain, but you know what? Eat my ass. I don't care.
They want to.
You know what? You just lost your ass-eating privileges. You're not getting any of this.
Yeah, exactly. So, wow. No football, huh?
No.
No football, huh?
No.
Oh,
no!
Man. Okay, bud. What about baseball? Oh, like dating somebody who like really likes baseball. Like,
I could probably enjoy, like, there's something about the environment at a baseball game that's more relaxed than at a fucking football game. Maybe. I don't know. I just like the environment. I don't know. Maybe it's because of like hot dogs and peanuts and popcorn. I feel like I can drink that and eat that. I don't know. I haven't been to a baseball game in years.
I've never been to a baseball game.
I've never been to a baseball game.
But I like to imagine that's how it is.
I would like the environment more, but that I'm just speaking from not experience. How I imagine myself to be if I went to a baseball game. Basketball, at least it's indoors.
No. Oh yeah, that's true.
That's all I could say, but I'm like, good Lord. Wrestling, absolutely. Absolutely can like wrestling.
A baseball fan? I don't know. A baseball player? Fuck yeah, because their asses are always nice.
Okay.
Holy
like if
shit.
they were a football player, that's different. They're a player. They're not like some jackwagon sitting on the side acting like they can ref the game better than the fucking ref themselves. I don't know. Mm-hmm. They spew off the entire history and stats of the fucking character and the team and the mascot. I was like, yeah, the Washington Redskins, that's a really racist mascot and you still support it. Congratulations, Jerry. You did it again.
Oh gosh, this is going to be held at it. Okay, moving on.
You're welcome.
So let's we already got into racism in the gay world. I already talked a little bit about that. Do you see that over on your side?
I think if you look at the beauty standards, it's more, especially for women, it's more steered towards being paler and having lighter skin. So even some women of color who have darker skins, they'll bleach their skin to brighten it and lighten it. Or sometimes they'll use filters to make their skin appear lighter. And that's not their fault, because I understand if you're not being represented in a certain light where like this color of skin is also wanted just as much as this color of skin, you're going to want the color of skin that's being advertised, or you're going to want to try to be like that. So you'll think that people will want you. And so like for me, I'm white, so I don't have that problem, which I mean, it's a privilege. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like, that's part of my privilege.
It's also just what our world is, and it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. And I think being cognizant of it is just kind of half the battle, and knowing that that's not how it should be. But I also understand that that's kind of where, how do I say this? Where I guess I would have the upper hand, quote unquote, in dating, if you think about it. If we're just being general. Yeah. See, I don't really think I do. I really don't think I have an upper hand. But like, if we're going off of beauty ideals, then I know lighter skin is definitely one of them. Because if you look at, especially a lot of magazines are really whitewashed.
Exactly. And one thing that I don't get is when people are like so against like being more ethnically like open to stuff, whereas like they don't really see how like whitewashed the background, the entire like upbringing of everyone is in the world. Like being white is like the ideal for, well, that at least that's how American media is like has been portraying it. And it fucking sucks. And like
it's
whenever
pure and angelic, and I'm like, you can still do that with any other color. It's just a cop out,
right? And whenever they try to do something different or something like that, like the whole world fucking explodes because I don't understand why like these snowflakes are no fucking.
What does this mean?
Yeah, and people are just uncomfortable with change, and I think it's bullshit. They need to get over themselves. Anyways, racism is just kind of a really heavy topic, but it's definitely there in the gay dating scene, and it's definitely there in the dating scene. It's also kind of, I want to say it's homophobic to be kind of like, I don't like, here's the thing. Sometimes the whole masculine versus feminine thing gets so out of hand. Masculine guys will like see feminine guys more as faggy, which I can say because I am gay. No, they, quote unquote, it's kind of homophobic to kind of be like, oh man, I hate guys like that who are skinny, pale, love Lady Gaga, Lana Del Rey, all about RuPaul's Drag Race, cue gay stereotype.
Is that you? Did you just describe yourself?
No, I'm human. I'm just me. And if I fit into that, I'm cool. But like, it's kind of homophobic. Even like if you are gay and you see like other guys like that, and you're like, I hate it when guys are just like that. It was just like, well, fuck off. That's still kind of homophobic. You want like gay guys to be a certain way. It's almost as if like you want gay guys to be straight if you were like a straight person. I don't know.
I mean, I could see that. Because
I see it as kind of homophobic.
Yeah, if the person's gay and they like RuPaul Drag Race and all those other things that you kind of associate with other gay people, yeah, I could see that.
Tough topics. Let's move on. So, next one. Lesbians move pretty fast in relationships and tend to move in together very early when dating. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't have any personal experience with that specific situation. I have heard stories of other women dating other women and then they move in with each other, not knowing each other after too long. But I also know straight people who fucking do that, and I don't think it's just limited. Yeah, they do that. I feel like they do that far too often, like more than, I don't know. I feel like that stereotype is also can be I don't know. I've also heard that is true for gay men as well. Like they'll move in with each other. That's what I've heard from other gay guys. They've told me that they'll start dating people and then they'll move in with each other after like a couple of weeks of dating. Especially, apparently that's really prominent in WeHo, but I don't know.
Oh, man,
I don't hang out with the people that do that. I just hang out with the people that tell me about people that do that. So, I don't know. I feel like that's applicable to many, many groups of people. Not just the lesbons.
Just the lesbos.
The lesbons. Lesbon.
Oh. Okay, another one. Gay men have a lot of sex and many sexual partners. Some of their current friends are exes or ex-fuck buddies. Many gay male relationships are open. Now,
Tell me, are they? What is the truth, KW?
we both know somebody who kind of
Somebody that
exemplifies
needs to know.
this. We both know somebody who does that. And I know a good number of gay people who actually do that.
Oh, really?
Like their friends. Yeah, their friends turn to fuck buddies, or like their friends are fuck buddies from the past, and then like creates this whole like tie of like other people knowing other people because they've had sex with them. It's like a circle. That was prominent in OKC for a while too.
Was it really?
It kind of was.
Actually, you know,
Because OKC.
I was about to say, I think you're right, because one of my coworkers, he was gay, and he had the same issue too, where it's like, oh yeah, I dated that guy already, or oh yeah, I've already slept with him. Where like there was a guy that him and his uncle had dated the same guy.
Oh boy,
there was a 10-year gap between the dating period, but still, like that's kind of, I don't know. I guess it works like that.
I think that's just an.
It's just a coincidence that maybe. It's also when you have a
an
smaller
observation.
dating pool, like Oklahoma City,
definitely.
it's a lot easier to date the same person that someone else has dated.
Right. I haven't. I don't. Well, I just don't pay attention. Maybe. I haven't really done that though.
You never get out there and date.
Man, what a fucking podcast that we've started in which like we're like the
We
all
don't.
wise knowing people whenever we don't
never
actually do
date.
anything dating. We never date.
We're just judging
ever.
everyone else that does it. We're just
We're
cynical
just
pieces
fucking-
of shit.
Jesus Christ. Would you call that a stereotype though, or would you call that more of an observation? Because that does exist.
I just think that's more of an observation. I don't think people are actively trying to go out and have sex with many men and then they end up being the same people that their friends or exes had sex with. I just think that's more of a happy coincidence, like Mr. Rogers would say.
It could be. Well, that's not Mr. Rogers.
Bill O'Reilly. No, wait.
Bill
Bill
O'Reilly?
Rogers.
What the
Hold-
fuck?
Wait, what's his name? Bill Ross. Bob Ross. They got it. I got it.
Ross.
Ding, 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 ding.
Did you just say fucking Bill O'Reilly? With Fox and Friends.
Fucks and friends. Fuck a lot of my
Fucks and
friends, just like
Fuck
the gay
your
community.
friends.
Fuck
That's
your
where it
friends.
comes
Bill
from.
O'Reilly.
That's his new book that he's coming out with about this topic where gay
Fuck
men
your
have a lot of
friends.
sex. and
Fuck
have
your
a lot of
friends.
sexual partners. It's called Fuck Your...
friends.
Oh my god.
It's my favorite.
Okay, this was a Reddit post. It says, gonna get downvoted, but a lot of older men and women at clubs prey on young people who don't know any better. Kevin Spacey-like behavior is the norm, unfortunately. A lot of young LGBTQIA people are just excited to be a part of a community. I don't know about that. And either don't realize or choose to ignore that they're being taken advantage of. There's a real need for LGBTQ spaces that don't come with the pressure to hook up with someone. Yes! Holy fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go off about this.
Do it.
Okay, so the LGBTQIA scene is has its background in sexual preference. And because the fact that it's sexual in nature, it portrays this like attitude of like promiscuity or whatever the fuck it is, or like or
Words are hard. It's okay.
words are hard, and expressing words is very hard.
What?
Oh god, I talked like, oh, I had like this discussion with you and like a coworker friend of yours, but like she and I both kind of concluded that, especially here in Los Angeles, the LGBTQIA scene kind of goes back to like the last stereotype and how it's more seen as like a sexual type of culture. And it has its background and roots in sexuality. However, it's more of like being a person when it comes down to it, and being seen as like a person, a normal person. Now, whenever Pride rolls around,
Oh.
what's celebrated is probably not what should be celebrated so much. And I'm not being a prude about it.
No.
But you and I have been to Prides before.
It doesn't even feel like we're supporting gay people and transgender people. I feel like it's just an excuse for everyone to get fucked up and drunk. You know, like Pride isn't what it is anymore, like what it was intended to be.
No, it's not. It's like, it's literally, let's bring Grindr and like fucking Tinder
to fruition. Please don't.
To fruition. And let's have everyone dress up as like skimpy as possible. So
it's like a public rave. A public rave. And I'm like, oh God, please. I hate raves. I hate the culture of raves. And I feel like a lot of that is bred whenever Pride comes around. You know what I mean?
And like, I feel I'm not a prude at all. Like, go with your own flow. If that's what you want to do, great. But man, it's hard to kind of celebrate my culture whenever people are saying my culture is just having a lot of sex with a bunch of people and dressing up in fetish clothes and all that shit. I think the whole attitude is like, it's supposed to be, it's okay to be like that. But the fact of the matter is that it's overcome the true meaning, the true meaning of
Christmas.
The true meaning of Christmas. The true meaning of Pride, which is having
the Grinch who stole pride.
Yeah, the courage to be who you are. Now, is who you are dressing up as like I don't know. It's just so sexual. It's way over sexualized, and that's just our culture. But like, it's just I'm uncomfortable with it sometimes.
I feel like yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like Pride loses its intentions, its genuine intentions from the beginning, when people are kind of like fucking wearing candy or they're just doing a bunch of extra shit that probably isn't necessary to get your message across. I don't know. That's just me. Like you said, you know, maybe I'm a prude. I don't know. I just feel like there's other ways to celebrate it without doing shit like that.
And I'll go on Instagram whenever Pride season comes around. People like to have like pool parties and shit like that, or like to have like parties at clubs and some shit, and to celebrate Pride with the LGBTQIA. Guess what I fucking see? All I ever see is just like a giant group of white ripped guys.
They all look the same. Like, how are you? You're like excluding a huge group of people. Where's your inclusivity?
Celebrating our differences. Everyone's fucking muscled out, shirtless, and looking to fuck.
Everyone looks the same.
Everyone looks the same. How am I supposed to feel like I'm part of a culture when I don't look like that?
When you don't look like you belong, or you don't feel like you belong.
When I don't look like I belong. And me and your coworker, me and him kind of felt the same way about that. He went to LA Pride, I went to OKC Pride, and we just kind of felt the same way. Like,
you're here, but you don't feel like it's for you.
Yeah. Which sucks, because that's supposed to be my culture.
Yeah.
A culture that's like supposed to be invented in order to like accept people
for who they are, no matter what creed.
And people misconstrue it to be fuck whoever you want to and celebrate that.
Which, I mean, you can, but I feel like there's a time and place for that. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a different tent, Mary. Maybe set up a tent for that, but not like the entire parade. Get your own
platform for that, okay?
I don't know. I don't want to be a prude. Like, I'm not even a prude about shit. It's just hard to feel like I belong. I don't know, but sorry, I really went off on a tangent about this.
Hey, you got it out. That's what's important.
I really did get this out, and that is a definite stereotype in the LGBTQIA scene. So this thing gonna get downvoted, but a lot of older men and women in clubs prey on younger people who don't know any better.
Don't you
this
get that a lot?
is a definite. I mean, they're just people. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just people. However, sometimes the ways that people approach an older male or female approaching a younger male or female can seem very predatory.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I've very much experienced that. And it comes down to them wanting to take a role. Why does it have to come down to like them wanting to take a role of like, I'm hairy daddy here, or like fucking like I would love it if you would be my boy, or like it's like fuck. I get that's like a fetish, man, but like
I've been hunting and stalking you all night at this one bar.
Like, and also, here's how. This is my own personal preference. Here's how I feel about like older men wanting to date me. 10 years ago, I was fucking jailbait. I was 15. And like you were like 30. And then 10 years in the future, I'm 25 and you're 40. I think like, okay. Actually, no, my stance has changed on that because like now that I'm 25, I'm mature. I'm an adult.
Yeah, and now I'm just 20. You're in your mid-20s now.
I'm in my mid-20s, and I can date somebody who's like 38 or 40 and feel comfortable about it, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm out of that zone where I was vulnerable. And here's the thing about that. Why is it so kinky for like older men? And okay, I'm not going to kink shame here, but like it's almost predatory where like people see that innocence in younger male and females and people in between, and they want that. They want to like have that and have sex with people like that only because of that, because they have that innocence, like barely legal 18-year-old gets fucked by daddy, like that kind of shit.
Right.
That's kind of that's predatory, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're going out of your way to stalk someone and like seek that one particular person out or particular group of people out, yeah, it's a little predatory. Mm-hmm. Especially when there's a huge age difference too. It's like, it's one thing if you just happen to be attracted to one another, but it's another if you're just trying to constantly pursue them and be persistent.
And I'm open to being friends with people. Like I'm open to being friends with older guys, or older guys who find me attractive, but like can put that aside because they actually want to know me as a person. However, that's not how it is. It's usually you lax on the string a little bit. They take as much as they want to the point where they think that you're interested in them. Like they I don't know. Like their persistence is going to get you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Is it the same for you on your end?
Yeah, because like there's this guy that comes into Starbucks all the time. The one I told you about that is much older, and he keeps coming back, and he'll sit there for hours doing work.
Oh, this is a perfect example. Yeah.
Yeah, like this dude, I was training someone. This was like back in fucking August, and I got to talking to him, and he was telling me how he teaches silks. And I said, oh, that's so cool, because I was doing aerial silks back in Oklahoma, and I've been looking for a place to probably start going to. He goes, oh, you should come try the silk class out sometime. And I was like, okay, cool, that sounds great. So I went one night, and we were doing silks, and he goes, okay, so first he would use the term crotch in order to refer to the silk being in our crotch, in between our crotch. And I'm thinking, of all the words to use, why that one? Like, you can just say pelvic area or pelvis, or I would even take groin. But no, crotch. Crotch
Oh,
smash.
Boy. What a word.
Yeah.
Crotch smash.
Smash.
The new Marvel superhero. It's Hulk's son, Crotch.
Crotch. Fucking. And then I was about to get on the silk, and he's like, all right, so you want to get the silk balls deep. And I looked at him and I said, what? And he goes, oh, no, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I mean, vagina deep. And I'm like, that's not any better. What the fuck? And he's like,
can you talk like a normal person?
Can you talk like not a 52-year-old that's fucking wanting to fuck a 24-year-old right now? Thank you very much. And so we did the class. It was done and over with. The next day, he sends me a message on Facebook saying, oh, you did really good in the class. How are you feeling? Are you sore today? I didn't respond that day. I responded the next day, and I said, oh, yeah, I'm actually more sore today than I was yesterday. And he's like, yeah, that's how it works a lot of the times. And he goes, so where are you sore? Your arms, your legs. And then he goes, everywhere, with a winky face. And I was like, I'm not fucking responding to that shit. I'm not going to entertain anything this motherfucker is thinking. And he'll come up to my, but the thing is, like, that's just to preface what he does now. Just like, that's kind of creepy. And he'll come up to work and he'll just sit there. There's been times where he stood at the bar and he'll stare at me as I'm making drinks, or he'll sit there right next to the bar that I'm planted on, and he'll just be on his laptop for hours, and then he'll want to like have a conversation. I'm just like, oh, hi, and then I'll keep walking. And at one point, he decided to brag to me about how he now has a girlfriend that has done stuff for Cirque du Soleil. And I was like, that's fucking cool. If that keeps you away from me, that's fine. But I mean, before that, before he, I guess, maybe got the hint, he kept inviting me to those classes, and I just wouldn't respond. And then he would invite me in person as if that would make any fucking difference. And I was like, no, I'm busy. Sorry. Busy. But yeah, I don't like them being persistent. And then the fact that he's that much older, not even attracted to you. Like, you can tell this dude is a womanizer and he's not used to getting rejected.
There's that. Well, you can go on and on about.
Honestly, yeah.
Listen, it's fine. But don't be predatory.
But yeah, exactly. Don't be predatory. Know how to read people's body language. If they're into you, you'll be able to tell that they're into you. If they're not, don't try to fucking pursue it. Nothing's there. Nothing's gonna happen. Don't force it.
Moving on. This was like an edit, I guess. Also, people have sex in clubs all the time, anywhere they can find. Always wipe the seat before you sit. One time, my coworker went to get his bike at the end of a shift and found a puddle of jizz on the seat.
Oh, disgusting. What the fuck?
Just the rampant, gotta have it now horniness of.
Have you ever had public sex? Be honest. It's a judgment-free zone.
A lady keeps her secrets.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have thought about it in Gap. But not baby Gap, just regular Gap.
No, in a Gap? In a Gap store?
I picked out the perfect store.
What, with someone or just by yourself?
No, with someone.
It's just you through the mall and then you walk by a Gap store. You're like,
at a Gap real quick.
Huh. Or just trying on clothes and you're like, you could totally do this right now.
Good. I look really good in this outfit. I'll be right back. I need 2 dressing rooms, thank you.
Actually, I won't be right back. I'm gonna stay right here.
They're like, where did the mannequin's hand go?
Oh no! Decrepit bitch!
Oh my god!
Oh, you prostitution whore!
You prostitution whore!
Oh my god, that is decrepit, but I love it. Oh. Where did the hand go? Okay. Okay. So we've talked about all of the previous. These are all stuff that I just pulled off of Reddit and stuff like that. These are all stereotypes that I had. Shilo, do you have any stereotypes on your end that you want to discuss?
Oh, let me pull up my list.
Okay.
Let me pull it out of my crotch.
Okay, I'm gonna go pee real quick out of my crotch.
Okay. You do that. We should do a live podcast. No, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, we should do that.
We should, you think?
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
So maybe people can get on and ask questions and then we can answer it.
If anybody comes on.
I know.
We're waiting by the phones.
It's fine. No one calls. We just sit there for 2 hours. Like, all right, we'll see you next week. We'll be here same time. That's you don't look like your picture.
Oh my god.
No.
We'd have to have a whole setup for that though.
Yeah, in time, maybe the future. We'll see what the future holds. So, for what was your question? I forgot. It's been so long.
You're pulling up like your stereotype list.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
that took a while.
What's worse is that I had it in front of me, but I was staring at it, and I forgot. So.
Who wrote this?
Oh, me. I did. So mine is like the unhip hipster. That's a stereotype that I cannot fucking stand. It's like a person who tries way too fucking hard to be different, edgy, or stand out, and like they're like, oh, their beauty style is very camp. There's beauty in the mundane. Shut up. These are people that act like they're too good for the online dating culture because it's beneath them, and they meet people in a more organic sense, and they justify it because it's fun, or they use Tinder because they're bored, but they're better than everyone on Tinder. They're just using it because they're bored. They have nothing else to do. And like they'll tell you about how they thrifted their entire outfit, or how they only buy non-GMO, vegan, organic, cruelty-free, and immortality from the produce that they purchase at a local farmer's market.
That takes a lot of searching.
Yeah.
Like an expedition.
If you do Arbonne, apparently all those things are included. Or It Works, or fucking any of those multi-marketing schemes. But hey, what do I know? I just work at Starbucks. It works. It doesn't. Neither does Herbalife. Eat my ass. But like, not only that, they look like they just haven't showered in weeks based off of their pictures alone, and that they use their natural body odor as an aroma that people should appreciate. I just think that's fucking and just their lackadaisical attitude towards any dating platform that can be condescending and off-putting. Like, I feel like a lot of hipsters are just really fucking pretentious. In my opinion, or from my experience too. I just feel like that's how they talk. I don't know. It's just, there's so many things about hipsters that I cannot stand. It's like the culture around being a hipster and then dating a hipster is just, they can just be really gross, and I can't stand them. I think they're annoying. That's just me though.
I think one kind of lifestyle I kind of subscribe to is just like not judging other people's like ways of life unless they're gonna be super pretentious about it, or they're going to be up in your face and be like, oh, this is what I do, and like that's what you're doing, well, I do this, like
it's almost like they're trying to one up you with their lifestyle and their choices.
Like, you activated my trap card. And that's me
you got
talking
me.
about my vegan lifestyle.
I'm converting to this lifestyle now. Congratulations.
Oh my god, you did it. Like, at the end, that'd be so fucking funny if they like went off about like at normal, just about like, oh, I thrifted this entire outfit. It's made out of like my mom's ass hair, and like and I only eat non VMO, GMO, ABC 123, Vivo.
ABC Vivo. I only eat Venmo. Okay.
I only eat Venmo. Non-organic gummy bears made out of
chia and flax seeds and essential oils. Lavender, because it's supposed to relax you. Essential oils work, I promise.
And then, like, at the end, you're just like, you did it.
Wow.
You did it.
Fascinating.
Oh my god, you fucking
Just
did it!
Start clapping, be like, woo!
You just start clapping, and then you just like fanfare everyone in the room. If you're like in a coffee shop, everyone in the coffee shop just like starts like,
they did it, guys! They
did
it! The ultimate hipster is right here!
He's converted!
He's converted! Thank you, Jesus! I couldn't have done this without you!
Like fanfare is playing and shit. It's just like overblowing. Oh god. Yeah, no, I hate it when people talk out of their ass.
Yeah. I think another common stereotype that I see are the dudes, and I feel like I bitched about this in one of our past podcasts, but I guess I'll bitch about it again. Is like guys who don't take their Tinder profile seriously, but they're also expecting to find a serious mate.
That's a hit at me.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. The platform that you're on is like, I feel like your Tinder profile is a little bit different from your Grindr profile.
No, I'm trying to take it a little bit more seriously.
I mean,
I used to
Grindr
not.
is a piece of shit, so I don't blame you for not taking that seriously.
No.
But like on Tinder, someone's like 6'5", message me, or we're not going to talk. And I'm like, what? You literally told me nothing about yourself. You have 2 pictures on your fucking Tinder, and you can now have 9. I don't understand why there's not at least a minimum of 4 on there. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, also, it's kind of obvious if I don't message you, then we're not going to talk, because, like, nothing's being said.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you clearly don't want to talk much about yourself. Are you, like, the quiet, silent type? Like, you just keep your feelings to yourself? I don't know. I don't like that. It's just, it makes me feel like that you can't hold a conversation, or if we do match, you're not really going to have much to say, except for 6'5".
Right.
Like, hey, how are you
6'5".
doing? 6'5". 6'5".
6'5".
Like, cool. So how much do you weigh? 6'5". Awesome.
Oh.
Good. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just that's a pet peeve of mine, but I feel like that's just I know that's a stereotype, but I feel like I can generalize
Short-spoken men.
enough. Yeah,
No, I think it is.
short-spoken men that
I think that is a stereotype.
that just don't care. I'm like, why are you using this platform if you want some, like, it's one thing to use it and just fuck around with it, but don't sit there and pretend like you want to take it seriously and then not take it seriously. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Like, you're wasting everyone's time, including yours.
I think it is fun to kind of fuck with people who do that. I can see both sides of the spectrum, just because, I mean, I wouldn't fuck with, like, somebody who's, like, legitimately looking for, like, some type of relationship, but I would fuck around, like, with, not like in the sense where I would actually get fucked by these guys, because that but
What's
more,
that like?
more in the sense, yeah, right, more in the sense of like guys who would do the typical like, hey, what's going on, and then send a dick pic. I would fuck her. I would Robin. I call it Robin Hooding.
You would Robin Hood it.
I would Robin Hood it, and I would just fuck with their brain, and just,
Or
I
like
don't know, send
the
the
chick
weirdest
that was
shit.
the chick that was matching with people on Tinder till she could find someone to use their truck to pick up her couch from IKEA. That I can respect because she was being honest. Like, her bio literally said looking for someone who has a truck. And not a murderer, but someone who has a truck that can help me transport
She was
my truck from
clear
IKEA.
in her intentions.
Exactly, that's fine. Like, you're not faking anything. You're being honest up front. I mean, I'm not gonna fuck with you, as I probably won't match with you, but you know what? Hey, you're honest with yourself, and that's what's important.
I hope she got her couch.
I do too. I hope it was a nice couch, and I hope it was already put together. I hope they helped her put it together if she got it. Put it together.
I really want to know what happened, like, if, like, she actually found somebody, and then they actually put it together, and then he's like, oh, so let's test it out, and then she's like, no, get out of here.
No, I know. Like, this is literally all I wanted. Do you think something else was going to happen? No, sorry.
Like, we're done. Like, bye.
Bye. He's like standing in the, I can just imagine him standing in the doorway, and he's like, so you want to test it out? She's like, no, thank you. And like shutting the door on him while he's like still trying to talk and get his head in. Okay, bye. Kind of like that Vine you showed me where the
the
they're
pizza
playing,
dude?
yeah, the pizza dude, and he's like listening to the Friends theme. He's like, so did you order pizza? Okay, thanks, bye. So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
Hey, he's like, hey, got an extra, have pizza with extra meat on it. Like, yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He's like in a mesh top and like short shorts and like giant bulge.
Like completely disregards. It was like, okay, thank you. Like he seems more inconvenienced than anything. That is gay culture.
That's my culture. It's not gay culture. Do you have another one? Still thinking about Gap?
I'm still thinking about the Gap. The hand of the Gap. Wow, you thought that was really funny.
He's just walking through a mall and then you're passing by a guy and just staring and you're like, huh.
Or it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Or like maybe Gap made you think about like a vagina and you're like,
Yes, I see.
Okay.
I guess I don't know. I guess a stereotype I could think of is like women who sleep with guys on the first date are sleazy, or who have multiple sex partners are slutty. That's another stereotype that we have to deal with. I think it's really not as bad now for me. I was more concerned about that label in high school because even if you slept with one guy, you were a fucking whore. Like if that wasn't your boyfriend that you were with for a long, it doesn't make sense because you're not a whore even if you have 100 sexual partners. But whatever. What was it? But it was, if you weren't dating this person for a very long time and you had sex with them or you had multiple sexual partners, you were a fucking slut and no one wanted anything to do with you. They were constantly judging you. I was a person that would judge other women, and I fucking apologize for that because it was not my place to, and it's never anyone's place to. But that was the culture I was around, and I was really ignorant. And so that doesn't justify it, but I'm just going to be honest. But yeah, so I think that's one, but I don't really worry about that as much now.
Yeah, I think nowadays we're more open to people just like, that's fine if you have multiple sexual partners, as long as you're safe about it.
Right.
Whereas back in the day, that's kind of just a childish thought, just to think like and it was a thing too. A woman who has many sexual partners is considered a slut, whereas a man who has many sexual partners is considered to be like the alpha male, or like somebody who's like
someone who's very
badass.
Experienced.
Someone who's very experienced. Someone who's a badass who's done this so many times.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you have sex with someone who's only had sex once versus someone who's had 20 sexual partners, you're probably going to have better sex with the person who's had 20 sexual partners, depending on the person. Unless they're just really into getting themselves off and not the other partner, then it's most of the time it's going to be good. But if that's the case, then no, it's not going to be very good at all.
Oh, the whole virgin thing too.
Oh my God, right? Like saving yourself for marriage. I want a virgin. I'm like, I don't know. It's 2019. Good luck.
That has to do with the whole innocence kink thing again too.
Yeah,
like the whole
exactly.
Virginity thing.
Right.
Like
virginity is pure.
I'm going to ruin your innocence with my dick. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to pop your cherry. I'm like, that's not how that works, buddy. But all right, if you want to keep telling yourself that. You're making this weird. Or like, like that tight pussy. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And it goes back to like those barely legal teen shit. Man.
Ooh, another one, shaving, especially the vagina area.
Yeah.
Like expecting women to be like a prepubescent child down there. Like, not how it works. And really, it's really good for us to have hair down there because it protects us from getting fucking bacteria.
No, yeah. I didn't think of that. That's not the case for men, so they don't really think about it.
No, they don't. They don't fucking think about shaving. And I've got like fucking pubes in between my teeth. I need to floss when I get home. And then they can't fucking go down my teeth. You don't know what I go through. Yeah, there's the double standard there for you.
Whoa, that's a lot of pubes.
Tell me about it.
Got pubes between my teeth. Sorry. Okay. I feel like my outbursts of like I need to learn how to laugh like a normal human being again.
I don't know how to laugh like a normal human being, so it's okay. I scream. I'm like, that's so funny.
Why?
Why
do
like
you do this? Why do you fucking scream into the microphone?
Because I know you get to edit this later, bitch.
I hate you.
I hate you so much.
I hate you so much.
I hate you, Hank.
Hi, Uncle Hank.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oof. But yeah, that's
let's go.
Yeah, let's go into stories now.
Yeah, we'll send this off with ways to date without being prejudiced. So what have we learned from all this? All these stereotypes, all these nitpicky types of ways of thinking, and these big things that are happening in both the straight and gay, the LGBTQIA world. How do you date without being prejudiced? So let's limit this down to a paragraph. So Shilo, how would you date without being prejudiced?
I think one thing would be to, if you have these thoughts of, okay, this is what I'm looking for in a person, or like, I won't date this kind of person, or I'll date this kind of person. Like, think about not what you want, but the why behind it. Because if you really think about the why behind it, you start dissecting those reasonings. And then maybe there's experiences you've had in the past as to why you won't date certain people like that, or why you will date certain people like that. So it's just being cognizant of the whys behind the decisions that you make.
And the why is because I don't want to fucking be alone for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I know. I'm all alone. Nowhere to go.
Okay. So the ways I would say about dating without being prejudiced is really just be open. Fuck. I did it again. I can't.
I did it again. What'd you do? What did you do? Did you stop recording?
No, I just can't like say shit without saying
Oh yeah, you do that a lot though.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay.
I'm not even looking at porn.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
What are you doing to my computer?
I can explain.
No! I'm what the fuck?
No, it's not your computer. It's my phone. No! It's my phone! It's my phone! I swear, Mom! It's my phone!
What are you doing?
No, Mom!
Stop the microphone.
No! I swear it's my phone. The port's on my phone.
Oh my god. I can't trust you anymore. Fuck. Let's just get this over with.
Okay,
Fuck me.
end it.
Okay.
Signing off now. Bye. She fucking turns
Bye.
it off.
This is the end of we're done with this.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Ways to date without being prejudiced. You want to go into thinking about dating. What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want from me?
What do you want? Like, what do you want out of a person? You want sex? Just sex? Or do you not know what you want? Maybe you should go into a relationship and that'll help you figure it out. It's not the healthiest way to do it. However, sometimes you just have to take a risk. I always say life is full of risks, and dating is kind of risky in its own way. It could be a minor risk or a major risk. But you need to be open-minded as to not exactly have what you want in maybe like the back of your mind, but be open to like new experiences, like maybe stuff that like, I didn't know that I like that.
Right,
and maybe
exactly.
somebody will help you understand that. And you're looking for a partner if you're wanting to date, and if you're looking for friends with benefits, maybe focus more on the physical aspects, but that's tough to do, and you fall. I don't know. If it's just like sex shit, sex and shit should not be in the same sentence, by the way.
Sex and shit. They should if you are doing anal and then shit comes out in the middle of it.
Stop
that is
it.
when it would be appropriate.
Oh, God. Doo-doo got voodoo.
Doo-doo. Deja vu, what?
I said doo-doo got voodoo.
Doo-doo got voodoo. Who do you do what? Remind me of the babe.
Oh, my God.
I'm
no.
sorry. I'll stop it. I'll stop. I can't help it.
Okay. So let's go into our final horror stories. I got a couple here. Do you have any?
Do I have what?
A horror story?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, so how about you tell it?
What?
You just said it. You just said to get it. You didn't say you were. I'd have to read it.
Read it. I said I got it.
Okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and read it.
Okay. Let me just find it real quick.
Okay, because I did that as a way for me to find my own.
You piece of shit. Why are we like this?
You know what? I got mine ready.
Yeah, maybe you should go first. Yeah, just read yours.
So this is from Reddit user Sighaven, and he says, got a text from a random number a couple months ago. Asked who it was. He said, we chatted a while back on Grindr. I asked for a pic. He sends a couple. I recognized the guy in the pic, but wasn't sure exactly when we chatted. It must have been at least a year ago. I thought it was strange he would be just now texting me, but since I recognized the pic, I thought he was real. I did what I always do and looked up the number on Facebook to see if it was connected to an account, an extra way to verify if they're real. It wasn't, but not all people put their phone numbers on Facebook, so I thought it was no big deal. He's good looking, and he asks if I want to play.
Want to play a game?
I hate that. I imagine like people saying like, hey, you want to play? Like one day I'm just gonna be like, yeah, sure, and then they get here and then we just like fucking like lightsaber fight
Play
with our
like
dicks.
Guess who? Oh, okay, yeah, that too.
Or like play Guess Who.
You sure you want to play
maybe
a
that's
game?
better.
I've got Scrabble.
Okay, so we play Dungeons and Dragons.
With their dick.
Do you know how to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Clearly, we're not playing the same game.
I guess not. He's good looking, asks if I want to play. I say sure. I say sure. He asks, oh my god, Shilo.
Oh no.
Fuck.
What?
I want to do a Dungeons and Dragons podcast with you just to see how oblivious you are about the game.
I'm very oblivious about the game.
We should get like a bunch of people together just to see if we can record a podcast where we all play Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, anyways.
Okay.
He's good looking, asks if I want to play. I say sure. He asks if I can host. I say I prefer not to. He says I can come over, but his brother is there. Then he says suddenly he can't host anymore, so I go ahead and invite him over. Gave him my address, gate code to get in, and apartment number. He says he'll shower and then head over. 30 minutes later, he says he's on his way. When he gets to my place, he texts me and says the gate isn't working. I tell him I'll come down and get him. Then he says never mind, he got in. 5 or 6 minutes pass. By now, he should have been at my door. It doesn't take that long to get to my unit. I call him to see where he is. He doesn't answer. Call again. No answer. I figure he flaked. Then I get a text saying he's at my door. Looked through the peephole. He is standing off to the side, facing backward, so only the back part of his left shoulder is visible. What? Immediately, I am suspicious, but I think he probably doesn't look like he does in his pictures. That's why he's hiding. I'll open the door and tell him to leave. Well, I start opening the door, and immediately I can feel him backing into the door, trying to force his way in. I can barely see that he's tall, wearing all black and wearing a beanie or hoodie, so I can't tell what he looks like. Immediately, I react and force the door closed, lock both locks, run to my bedroom, and call the cops. Cops get to my unit. I make a statement, ask if I saw anyone on the way out. He says he didn't. Cop leaves, and I stay inside the rest of the night afraid to leave. I don't know what his intentions were, but I'm guessing I avoided getting robbed or murdered. Freaked me the fuck out. I have used Grindr countless times to hook up and meet guys over the years, inviting them to my place or going over to theirs. I've never had a problem. From now on, I make sure to at least go downstairs and let them in the gate instead of giving them my unit number and gate code or meet them in a public place. I still lock my door now whenever I get home because I fear he might come back.
That's terrifying. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's,
oof.
What an oof.
What an oof.
So what went wrong here? Yeah, that's actually a good point. If you live in an apartment complex, here in LA, we have a lot of gated complexes here.
Thank God.
So thank God. Yeah, it's not a good idea to give them all that information up front when you actually haven't met them.
Right, exactly. And you haven't gathered what type of person that they're going to be. You know what I mean?
Right. Because this is what happened. This is this is the worst case scenario. Somebody fucking either robs you or murders you.
You're like, dear God.
So like having a gate is especially like a good thing because you can just be like, oh yeah, meet me at the gate, and you see them. You're behind bars and you see that they were just in all black with a giant light with like a fucking truck behind them and shit like that, and you're just like, I'm gonna go back to my apartment.
You're like, never mind, I take it back. Okay, I found my story.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. So this is from Reddit user CDS284. All right. This guy asked me out to a student graduation recital at a music academy. He didn't know the student, but the performance is open to the public, although is usually attended by mostly family and friends. And it seemed like a creative date idea, so I said yes. Despite there being a small crowd of people mostly sitting in the front, he insists we sit up on the side balcony of the auditorium by ourselves. What's the recital? That's so weird. That just makes me uncomfortable.
That's just automatic. That's an automatic sign that somebody's trying to do something creepy.
Right. And once the recital starts, he wants to play a weird game involving counting the number of people in the audience and comparing numbers. Comparing the numbers to what? The number of open seats? I don't understand.
Okay.
All right, this is exciting.
I automatically thought like he was going to be like, touch my dick. Or something like that.
He then starts talking about how he's really into chakras and explains that each day of the week has a different color and chakra associated with it. He goes on to say how Tuesday's chakra color was green and Wednesday's was blue. And since I was wearing green and he was wearing blue and it was a Tuesday night, our chakras would fuse together at midnight. Which would create their personal gym sauna.
Kato, go kakyu no jutsu.
He then proceeds to He then proceeds to pull a handful of colored stones out of his back pocket, explains that he ordered these chakra stones online, and that they were warm because he had been directing all of his energy into them all night, not because they were in his back pocket and he'd been sitting on them all night. He asked me if I wanted to hold them, while I politely declined and started thinking of escape strategies in my head. Do you want to hold them? No, you know
my sweaty wet bees.
I know, right? My anal bees literally pulls them out of his ass. That's why they're warm and wet. This is what anal bees really. Oof. That's an oof moment. I think we've coined our own term. Oof. After the concert, when the student is surrounded by family, friends, and faculty getting congratulated and taking pictures, he pushes his way to her, interrupts the photos, and gives the student a big hug and kiss on the cheek and starts talking to her. Oh, that's creepy. What the fuck? She's staring at him with the most uncomfortable look in her face, and the circle of people around her are all whispering about who this guy was and why he was there, and while I stood at a slight distance trying to signal him that we should leave. We finally leave, and against my better judgment, I went for a drink with him after the concert. He refused to let me order a beer for myself and insisted we share this giant blue fruity monstrosity of a cocktail. After I tell him my favorite band is Imagine Dragons, he says that we should close our eyes, hold hands, and imagine dragons in our minds for 20 seconds. I forgot what the story was because I've had this for like months, so it's like reading it for the first time. I'm too baffled to say anything or resist as he grabs my hands at this point, but I keep my... Hold on, I had to go a second page, but I keep my... God damn it, where is it? I'm too baffled to say anything or resist as he grabs my hands at this point, but I keep my eyes open. Sure, he's trying to pull a move here and go in for a kiss. To my... she thinks that he's pulling a move to go in for a kiss. To my surprise, he keeps his eyes closed, and after 20 seconds, describes in significant detail a purple dragon flying over a mountainside as we rode on its back. This is actually the never-ending story that I'm describing right here.
The dragon was white, but go ahead.
It could be his version of the dragon from the never-ending story.
I'm sorry, I forgot whenever you listen to Imagine Dragons, that's actually what you're supposed to be doing.
We're literally going to Imagine Dragons. Let's do it right now. After many attempts to wrap up the night, we finally get the check and he wants to split it. Normally, I'm all for splitting the bill or paying for drinks if the guy paid for dinner, but after he refused to let me get my own choice of drink, I was a little pissed off. Understandably so. He caps off the evening by asking me if I wanted to go to the Science Museum with him and his dad that weekend. What the fuck? After I mumble some excuse about needing to check my schedule because I had to work, he then says that while I'm a nice girl, he doesn't feel a connection with me and he thinks we shouldn't see each other anymore. Oh, that was the issue. I see. Yes.
Oh, you know what? I actually will go to the Science Museum with you this weekend.
Actually, I don't want to. Fuck off. Oh, you don't want to go to the Science Museum with me? Well, fine. I didn't want you to fucking go anyways, you bitch. I like that. My favorite part was the Imagine Dragons, like the literally imagining dragons.
I didn't know that names were supposed to. We're like, it's like a choose your own adventure book, but with bands.
I know, right?
I'm gonna start a new band, and it's just gonna be like, it's gonna be called Choose Your Own Adventure, and then every song is just gonna be like, okay, think of this. My first single is gonna be, okay, think of bees, and then it's just gonna be like bee sounds, or I don't know, or a song in the key of B, and all the notes are B. Oh, that was a bad joke. Okay, let's end the fucking podcast.
You should like edit in like forced laughter right there, or a crowd laughing,
or just like slow applause.
Yes.
My favorite thing that somebody's done is like on Game Grumps, like Aaron was just like laughing for no reason, and then like his partner Danny is just kind of like, what are you laughing about? He's just like what? He's like diabetes nuts, and then like their editor just put like slow clapping applause behind.
Oh my god.
I think that's what I'm gonna do here. Folks, that's going to do it for the show for this week. But before we go, I do want to add that you can reach us on social media in a multitude of ways. Shilo, do you want to tell them about our email address? Can you get it this time?
Hold on, I have to pull it up now. Damn it, what's... you have to tell me your password.
It's just... Okay. Just say... Yeah. Just say, yeah, you can reach us at datingyikes@gmail.com. That's datingyikes@gmail.com. Okay, now say it.
What's your password?
Oh my god!
Okay, fine. I'll try to do it at the top of my head. We'll see how great this goes. And if I fail, this is your fucking fault. All right, folks, you guys can reach us at datingyikes@gmail.com. That's DATINGYIKES@gmail.com. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Oh my god, now their ears are bleeding. You can also find us on Instagram at YDLLYP_podcast. And on Twitter at YDLLYP. Also, you can watch these podcasts.
Watch these podcasts.
It is on a video channel. On my channel, Koda White. That's KODAWHYTE on YouTube. I'm on a bit of a hiatus, a creative hiatus, because I feel shitty about myself, and the norm. So yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine to laugh at me because I'm a joke.
Keep laughing. Yeah, everything's a joke about it.
This whole thing is a joke. Okay. So, and on that note, fuck, how do we end this?
Well, you could end it by just turning it off. You thought about that?
It's just turn the fucking power off.
It's just turn the entire
turn
power
the breakers off.
It just cuts black, and that's it.
So, goodbye, All right, everybody. I'm KW Simpson.
I'm Shilo Rain.
And you've been listening to You Don't Look Like Your Picture. And remember, stop sending dick pics unless you're sending it to us.
And to us, to critique. And we'll critique it live. Just say the word.
We'll critique it like, don't masturbate at the Gap. Goodbye, everybody. Why do you always end off podcasts like that?
I know.